Whenever I arrive home or when I get up, one of the first things that I always do at home is to go back to my music and to either like listen to some music or going back to old projects and flipping them around or like just starting something new. Because that's what I actually wanted to do, and I realized it very late. I was always collecting music since my father played some really weird shit. And I didn't really know that it was my goal to actually produce music, but I think I knew like subconsciously. At some point I just opened my eyes and my ears. So I would say the process is like finding and recording samples and then playing around with these samples and actually record them into the computer, and then like the beat will evolve by itself, like by me spending time with this idea. And it's just a lot of fun to experiment with the sound and to change sounds and also to gather sounds from like all different areas of life and combining them, or like doing a beat in a very short time and leaving it in that raw state to make it represent the moment that you did it in. Some people say sampling is some kind of stealing, but I think it's just some form of inspiration. Consciously or subconsciously, when you try to create music, you always think about some other music. I recently started recording some people, just rapping to my beats and stuff. And that was also really nice to see how my beats can inspire other people.
Bin ich homophob, ich nehme auch Männer vor mit Tinte. Lasse meinen Penis tief beneath der Frauen werden auch gefickt, ich mach es so. Dieses homosexueller Po-Rap und heterosexueller Po-Rap von da zum RDO. Yo.
I also tried in the last month or years to not always take myself so serious. It's really nice when you can laugh about yourself. Where? Sometimes you end up like staying at home and just making beats, but then you realize, if I only do that, then what are the beats about? Like about making beats. So it's about finding a balance of living an interesting and curious life that will give me the energy that I need to get into this kind of flow. Some inspiration. When you just go outside and you just go to a random park or you just walk around, then you will encounter something which will surprise you. And I think this could be possible at any other place maybe. It's just a matter of how you look at things, how curious you are. Like I usually like to go around Berlin with my bike. And I like to take my microphone and record stuff and sometimes use it in my songs.
Удачи!
In the beginning, there was like a camp of hip-hop people against like rock people or metal people, you know. So they didn't really speak to each other and stuff. And yeah, at some point I just opened my ears for what's actually out there in the world. And I started to like find all this crazy music that I really like, which is all very different. But that's something like in general about life that I discovered for myself, that you can really look at anything, and the longer you look, the more details you will see. I came to the conclusion that basically anything could be really interesting for me. So I want my music to make people listen closer. This is a SP404, like a quite old sampler by Roland. And it was one of the first like really cheap and affordable samplers. I think it came out in like 15 years ago or something like that. So it just has one input and one output. So you can record anything in. And then you have two internal sound banks where I just have a variety of weird, different sounds. Also like something which I would like to call my main sound.
Your signature sound.
My signature sound.
Shoo! Shoo! Shoo!
And I found it on YouTube. I don't know, I think it fits to a lot of my beats. So yeah, you can just basically play all the sounds that you record, and you can mark the beginning and the end of the sample. You can also loop it, and you can put effects on it. Before you record it into your laptop, you can already put an effect on there and change it a little bit or equalize it. For example, with this, you can just like take the middle and the high frequencies if you want, and then record the bass separately. Or you can put this vinyl synth compression on there, which like gives it this fluttery kind of effect. Mostly it's really good to destroy songs and to just like do some crazy shit like. But it's a very fast and very nice way of how to manipulate audio. And that's why it was really useful for me to get it, because then I could step away from the computer for some time. And it's more like a toy, like it really changed my workflow, and yeah. I'm still learning it though, it's like very limited in its possibilities, but it can do a lot of nice stuff. Everything that's happening to me, even if it can look like very harsh or bad in the first moment, in the end I always learn something about myself. So I think I want to like embrace this kind of doing what you want to do, so that you can like put all your positive energy into it, and then you can let other people see that it's really a nice way of living and of inspiring and being inspired. Basically, I want to have fun in my life. And I found out that making music is much fun. It really connects to all the other stuff that I really like traveling and trying out new ways and like going into the unknown.
We are
you enjoyed this entertaining and educational trip that we've taken today. Join us again next week, won't you? When we visit another interesting and exotic faraway land. Until then, cheerio!